this for the pod. We're not going to talk about it now, Jason. We're going to save it for the freaking pod because we're starting to break this down and we don't need to.
Well, it just started. So let me tell you all the things that I just told you.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another exciting, extravagant, magnificent episode of the Red, White, and Blues podcast. Because by all means, by all the miracles, by all the blessings from all the many gods, Chelsea has beaten Liverpool. I don't know what.
I don't know. That was a great intro. I'll leave it at that.
I don't know what's going on with the world right now. Crazy things are happening all around us, and Chelsea beats Liverpool just adds to all the crazy shit that's going on. But
was a pleasant surprise. Pleasant surprise.
It was. I'm Daniel, and he is Jason. He's down there now. Yeah, we are the Red, White, and Blues podcast, and I just realized our thing is not up, Jason, that tells people where they can find us. And I don't know
what are we doing? We're so giddy, and we're so filled with glee. We're forgetting to do shit on the pod.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, Chelsea defeat Liverpool 3-1. Since the first time since 2021, I think it was, or something like that.
Dude, since we've been Daniel and I have almost been doing a mini run up to the end. We saw this coming a mile away. We saw what was going to happen. These teams that we're battling with for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, maybe not 3rd, maybe 3rd. Anyway,
second at this point with the way Arsenal's playing. I'm just saying.
It seemed like 10 years ago, first 2 spots were pretty set, and then the rest of it, 3 through 10 was up for grabs.
Yeah,
and things are shaking out a little bit differently. But Daniel and I think it's safe to say this, Daniel. And if I'm wrong about or mischaracterizing what you said, correct me. But I think we were both oh yeah, that Liverpool game coming up, we're definitely losing it. And we've been writing it off this whole time, which is totally different than how I felt last season when I thought we could get Pool anytime, any day.
You did.
Of the week, I thought we could get Pool, and I was really disappointed that we didn't take advantage of those wins last season, what I thought were wins on paper. And this Pool team has just been relatively consistent. I don't think anybody in this league has been very dominant. I think Pool have just consistently pulled out wins.
And, you're right. That's 100% spot on.
Yeah, and so it just. But we thought on paper, too, the teams around us were just going to walk in because on paper, I'll say on paper a lot today, we had the hardest schedule running in. So, yeah, this Pool game was just gone and in my mind. And I didn't get to watch part of it because I had company. But I turned it on at the 55th minute or something. And, man, we looked like a different team. I know we only had 40-something% possession, but it never felt like Pool were that threatening. Even though they were in and around the box and they were winning some corners, it just, unless we were making a boneheaded run into 2 people instead of clearing the ball, Gusto, it never felt like we were really that challenged. I mean, you look at the stats. I mean, they did not have that many. We had more shots on goal. We had more shots. We obviously had more goals, but I mean, it was a welcome surprise. I'll end it there.
It was definitely was. You and me both predicted a loss in the match. I think so it was not shocking that it would not have been shocking to us if we lost. We would have been on this podcast. Well, it's to be expected. But now we get to have a positive, upbeat conversation, somewhat. Because you and me are negative Nancy's, and we will always find something to complain about. But yeah, so we won, and I mean, we won convincingly. I mean, I don't there was never a time. I guess there was a couple of points in the second half where we did go into typical Chelsea mode where we tried to let Liverpool score. There's about a 10 to 15 minute span where they really dominated in the second half, and they missed several open headers on goal. Like they missed several chances. I think it was in the first half. I know Gapco got in and Sanchez made a great save. But Liverpool had their chances. They just didn't take them this match, and that's what it takes sometimes to get a win. We've been on the other end of that all year where we haven't taken our chances when we've had them and ended up dropping points. So it's only fair that it happens to somebody else for once. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, and I think it is unanimous amongst Chelsea supporters now that the difference in this team is clearly one man, the myth, the legend, that we didn't know if he was even real for an entire year. We were skeptical if it was even a real person or if we just paid some African uncle of, that died of our African prince uncle.
So we thought he was a tank right off at the very least.
Yes, and but Lavia is proving to be the difference in this team, and we said this months ago on this podcast whenever he would play and then he wouldn't play, and it was just a difference whenever he did play, and he's clearly a difference maker at this point in time. Some Chelsea fans are a little, I think, perturbed by it because of the whole Caicedo going to right back thing and Reece not playing, but look, I'd rather take a midfielder and put him at right back that is good at defending if he's going to invert than taking a right back and putting him in midfield, because Reece has had some boneheaded moments in midfield this year. I mean, this is what it is. Like Reece is, I don't care what Maresca is, Reece is not a midfielder. Not it. But Lavia's back. Caicedo's at right back. We look like a completely different team. Still have our issues, clearly. But I thought this was one of the better games that we've played all year. Like, we had a couple bonehead moments in the second half, like we said, but Chalobah had some great defensive moments. He had no Chalobah moments this match.
Yeah.
It was just great defending from him all match. Several tackles in the box to clear the ball out. Colwell was one of his better games this year. Cucurella put Salah in his pocket like he always does. And I mean, it's just this brought back the beginning of the season vibes where it was fun to watch Chelsea play, and it wasn't like, oh my gosh, we suck. Like it was fun again. It was fun again for one match. I don't know if this will last, but it was fun for one match.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, we talked about it last match, or when we did the last match wrap up, where it seems like Maresca stumbled into this. Like, I don't like because he did try the Reece experiment, right? But now that Lavia is back, we have the personnel to play Maresca's system in a way that I don't think he foresaw. Like, I don't think he foresaw taking who is arguably becoming one of the best midfielders in the game right now in Caicedo. Yeah. And switching him to that right back position so he could then invert him back into the midfield. And you have to have somebody like a Caicedo to do that. In the same way, like, you could, I don't know. Caicedo's a really special player. Caicedo gets compared to Conte a lot because they have a lot of energy. I don't know if Conte could quite do what Caicedo's doing now.
No, I think Caicedo is different.
In the way of energy, though, and in the way of field coverage, and in the way of seeing passes before they happen and being at the right place at the right time. I mean, Caicedo won the penalty at the end,
He did.
And so, like having that amount of energy and then constantly running people down and doing so in a way where he's covering that much space in the role that he's playing right now. I don't think Maresca saw that. I think you have to have a special player to be able to pull off Maresca's system in the way that he wants to play it right now. Luckily for us, that is coming at the end of this season. I do have serious misgivings about how good Maresca's system is, like, in general. But with these players, now that Lavia is slotted back in, which, granted, maybe he gets breathed on wrong and we don't see him again for another 8 years. Like, I hope that doesn't happen because
Might
Lavia
happen.
is also a very special player. And
Yep.
Enzo, while I don't think he's quite grown into like the massively talented player I think we all thought he was going to be when we first signed him, like he grows. He grows every season he's been here. And I think he's incrementally grown this season, not in the same way that like Caicedo's grown leaps and bounds over the past couple seasons. Lavia is a special player because when the dude is in, he is a game changer. He gets hurt, he's a game changer, and he's back in, he's a game changer. And like I think that's what we all hope for, like a player like Reese, or even like way back in the day, like Cho. And like you're seeing like an injury just can't keep Lavia down in the same way that like a long-term injury can keep somebody like Reese down, or even like Cho back in the day. So it was like it's just one of those things where I think you kind of have just two special players, and Maresca's kind of lucked into those two well, and I say lucked in because those players were chosen for him, right?
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
So like the top-down model, Maresca, I think he was really good at the beginning of the season of finding things that worked, and we talked about that in terms of like full squad rotation for conference leagues and things like that. I think maybe in retrospect, we'll probably look back at the Lavia injury, maybe at the Nico injury, although Nico hasn't bounced back, in my opinion.
Yeah,
in the same way Lavia
one goal
has.
since he's come back.
Exactly.
He's been bad since he's been back.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate because he was having a pretty good beginning of the season. It was like
he was
kind of flying with confidence. But like I just don't like. I think we'll look back and we'll be able to place more importance on the injuries in hindsight, more so than we have like going through the season, because sometimes while you're watching, nice mute there, by the way. Sometimes
it wasn't a mute. I swallowed it.
Dude,
swallowed the sneeze.
Holy crap!
That's swallowed the sneeze.
Yeah, Daniel's a professional sneeze swallower, apparently. I just wanted to say it sounded weird in my head, and so I said it out loud, and it was even worse. But anyway, like Maresca is an enigma to me as well, not in a positive way, in like a negative way. And I think he has stumbled on something at the end. Lavia being back has let him do that. I think that's kind of the thesis of this game and in the game before. So like I'm very happy with it. Like I long-term wise, I don't know what this team can do. Right now, microscopic level on the last 3 games. We titled the podcast last time because Daniel titles these, and I've been stealing his titles because they're so good. But we titled the podcast last time. So you're telling me there's a chance from the classic Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
You have not seen that, then do yourself a favor. But like it really is true. Like, so you're telling me there's a chance. And is it Opta that's been doing the whole every time there's a game? They're like our chances have been creeping up from like
they've been creeping up
40s to like the high 50s now, or 60s?
It's like high 50s, low 60s now. I think I don't know what it is after Forrest dropped points today. I'm sure it's gone up some more percentage points after Forrest dropped. But the Chelsea Reddit is slacking. They have not. They have not.
They haven't posted. They're slacking in their. Yeah. Anyway,
they're slacking.
What's going to be really annoying is if we do get Champions League, you're going to have a lot of Chelsea fans that are going to come out and they're going to pretend they were for this all along, or they're going to be like, "I told you so." And
that's going to be a pain.
I just want people to go back because I view us as some of the most realistic Chelsea fans. Like, I don't think we're overly negative. I think we're overly realistic. And then it sounds like negativity. And granted, we can get kind of angry about it. So maybe that's where the kind of some of the fumes of toxicity can kind of waft. But like at the same time, I just like if people could go back and listen to the other ones, like we're analyzing this. You and I look at this holistically. Like, is this model sustainable? Is this coach sustainable? Are his tactics sustainable? Like we're looking at this in a way that is like season long, years long. So I don't know, man. I think it is very. I think the boys played very well yesterday. I think they deserve their dues. I think Maresca has stumbled into a version of his system that is working here at the end.
Yep.
And I think that I was telling you this on earlier, that if we have to be in a position to play for one of the spots, then I'd rather be in this position. And for the reasons we talked about last time, where if we're going to play, I'd rather not depend on other teams to put us where we need to be, and then us lose to some shit team like Ipswich. Like, I'd rather, like, and I mean, who am I to call them shit? They took so many points off of us this season. So, but I'd rather, like, on paper, I'd rather not lose to a team that we should have won against, and let the other teams control our destiny. Like, right now, we are firmly in control of our destiny. And we got ourselves back there, as you said at the top, miraculously. I'd rather be right here, right now, going into a positive prediction against Newcastle at 6 a.m. on Sunday, Daniel. Sorry about that.
Good Lord. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's 6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
6. Yeah. Not even like, we don't even get the extra 30 this time. For some strange reason, it's at 6. At least on Championship Sunday, all the games will be 10.
Yeah, exactly. At least we know that.
Yeah, so we don't have too many more of these, but yeah. But I'd rather at least, like, that be the only negative going into the game, because this will be one of the first times in a long time this season that I'm actually very geared up, because I believed in our predictions for the last 9 games so, like, just unabashedly, I believed them, and so I went into this going, not gonna happen. And then Cucurella scores in the 3rd minute, and we never looked back. So I'm pretty positive. Also, we have a shirt sponsor now.
We do, so, and we're undefeated with the shirt sponsor.
Exactly. Say that one more time, Daniel. I interrupted you.
We're undefeated with the shirt sponsor. So just
that's what I was going to say.
There. Yep.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's just to go back to your point about Maresca, and that's the issue with him, is that, like, if you compare the 2 Liverpool matches, and we talked about this last week on the podcast, is that statistically speaking, when we play Maresca ball and have possession, we do worse.
Yep.
Now, I'll give Maresca's props for switching up tactics in the game and playing more counterattack football, because it was clearly working. But if you go back to the first Liverpool game, I think we had like 58% possession or something like that. And then this one, we were in the 40s or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like the tale of 2 matches. We played Liverpool the first time, set in and let us just have the ball, and they beat us 2-1 with their backup goalkeeper in. And then this time they came out and played, and we played counterattack and beat them 3-1. So when Maresca plays Maresca ball, it doesn't usually work.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have. I think if he can become less rigid and do more of what he did against Liverpool, and be like, hey, I'm going to make in-match adjustments. I'm going to say, okay, well, they're wanting to dominate possession. We're looking good on the counter. We're going to switch this up now. And then 2, he can figure out how to break down a damn low block. That would also be nice. I'll be a lot more on the Maresca train. I'm currently still off the Maresca train. I think his goal is to get us to Champions League, make this job more attractive, sustain it, which I am not convinced it's going to be sustainable. I'll render judgment after the transfer window in the summer.
Yeah.
But as of now, I don't think it's sustainable, because I don't think we have the depth that we need to compete in 4 competitions, and 2 of them being top-tier competitions. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't want to be overtly negative on this podcast, because we did just beat Liverpool. So, we've got Newcastle on Saturday, or is it Saturday or Sunday? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday. Yep.
Do we play it? Do we play freaking? We play a freaking.
Yeah, we play them on Thursday.
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, we could talk about. So we did win our game against Jagarta.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won by more than Daniel and I predicted we would. But
hey, just rest some players this week, please,
yeah.
Maresca. I beg you, just rest some freaking players.
That's another criticism against Maresca, though, because of the players that he subbed in the second half on against your Garden were some of the starters in this game.
Yeah.
So we do have a cushion now, and we are playing at home, so we don't have to travel, I don't think.
Yeah.
For this Tree Garden game. So that is nice, at least. So yeah, that's to anyone else, that is the perfect opportunity to rest people. To Maresca, that means he will play every single person that he wants to play in the next game. And Lord knows some of these guys are as fragile physically as they can be. So anytime he subs somebody in that probably should be in the upcoming Premier League match. I understand, though, because I think Maresca is going to feel real accomplished if he can win the Conference League in the same way Sarri felt accomplished by winning the Europa League that year.
Well, I mean, also in the inverse of that, like, how shit of a manager do you, when you look in the mirror every day, if you lose the Conference League? Like, you just have to think, I'm the shittiest manager in the world. I just lost the Conference League with the most talented, most expensive team in the Conference League. Like, how did I manage to do that? It would be almost more impressive if he lost than if he won the Conference League, I feel.
I feel like we were saying those same things about Potter towards the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Potter. Hey, look, some people were right about Potter. This podcast was right about Potter. Look at him shit in the bed at West Ham right now. Look at him. He's just shit in the bed. He's the great next English manager. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to have to worry about England taking him from us to be the national team coach in a couple of years. No, we're not, because Potter's shit. Anyway, watch West Ham finish top 4 next year. Some shit. I have to eat my words.
I'm glad we're not playing them. We get to shit talk Potter as much as we want.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I don't know, man. This it literally was just a fun match. Palmer, maybe this will lead to him scoring more goals. Now that he is hopefully get some confidence back.
Man,
with the
whoever
penalty
was interviewing him after the match was just an asshole. I was not happy with that guy. I get what the questions he was trying to ask, but he basically just kept pushing Palmer on, hey, you've kind of been crap for this long.
Yeah, for 3 months.
Feel? You haven't scored in this long. How's this feel? All sorts of shit. Just saying that basic question in a bunch of different ways, which I don't know. I basically said it the same way. So maybe props to the reporter for asking shit questions in a myriad of different ways, or the same shit question in a myriad of different ways. But Palmer, what I liked about, Palmer's just cool, calm, and collected most of the time. So cool, calm, and collected that most people think he's dumb.
And
I know. Well, his haircut does not help. So
100% agree with that.
I was lurking in the Liverpool subreddit in their game thread, and I guess if you got to make fun of somebody, you can make fun of Palmer's haircut.
Yeah,
But he just said he was good mentally, and that that wasn't affecting him. So I agree with you though. This has got to be just that much more awesome to have this goal and this assist under his belt. The dude got a 9.1 for the game off Hot Mob, so. That's pretty good.
And he does. And hopefully that helps him, because we need him down the stretch in these next 3 matches.
I
will say
35% possession this game.
35% possession. That's insane.
And to your point earlier, the Adam Cleary video, the Athletic video, they were talking about this very stat. When we have less possession, we have our biggest and best games, our biggest wins in our better games.
Yep. So, and I think maybe that's the way the Newcastle game goes, so that gives me some hope. But that's the thing. I feel like with Newcastle, just get out there with a draw. don't drop points. You're still going to be level with them. And at that point, Nottingham Forest, if we draw and they win, they can only catch us.
Right.
So and then in that scenario, I mean, Villa's still lurking there on the outside. But let's not take Villa into consideration. And then we do lose to our bogey team in United and Nottingham Forest wins. They would be 3 points ahead of us. But we play them on the last game of the season, and our goal differential is already so great that if we just win the last game of the season against them, we would still be Champions League. So just get out of Newcastle with the draw.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Get out of there with a draw or a win, and I will like our chances a lot more. And then maybe Nottingham Forest or maybe Villa drop points again down the stretch because Villa's dealing with injuries right now. So, that's Arsenal. They continue to drop points in league. Nobody's talking about that. Arsenal is literally bottling the second place right now. Like, City is like, we've been shit all year, and we're about to finish second place because Arsenal sucks that bad.
Yeah. Do they play Champions League?
Yeah, they play. They are down this week. They play Wednesday. They're down 1-0 on aggregate to PSG, and they have to go to PSG.
I'm going to try to watch
that. And praying to God that PSG just absolutely mercifully just slaughters freaking Arsenal.
I already said it last week. If Arsenal wins the league or the Champions League, I'm taking off of work in depression.
Look, we can still technically, though. I mean, the good thing is that we won it twice, so we can hold that over them. So,
who else has won it twice? Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Yep, Nottingham Forest.
Crazy.
So, yep, it is. But the Newcastle game. Oh no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Maresca is now at the same points total as Potch finished last year.
That's true.
So that's kind of interesting to me.
I
guess we started so high and have regressed through the season, and then Potch we started so low and progressed. It feels different here at the end, but the points totals don't lie,
They don't. I mean, but we haven't lost in like our last 7 matches or something like that in the Premier League. So, like, I think there's a couple draws in there. Like, so I mean, that in and of itself is finishing on a strong note.
Yeah.
Now,
you're right.
But the thing is that the difference I take away from Maresca and Potch is outside of this Liverpool match, the Chelsea wins haven't been pretty. Like, they haven't been like these dominant, like we just dominated the other team. Like, we scored 3 goals. We, dominated from start to finish. Like, the Liverpool match, outside of like probably 30 minutes of the match, I feel like the rest of it we controlled. And it brought me back to the beginning of the season where I remember us having a text conversation during the match. I don't remember who it was against. It was too long ago, but we went down 1-0. And I remember texting you being like, I have faith we can come back and win this match, as opposed to the 2 years previous to this when if we went down 1-0, I had no hope for us to score a goal and come back and win. And we came back and won that match. I don't remember who it was against. I don't remember what it was. But we came back and won the match. I remember that. But like with the Liverpool match, I felt that way again. Like, they were having chances, but I felt like we were doing a lot better than them. And I felt like we controlled the game in the way that we controlled the game. And we took our chances. We did what we had to do. Did it shot and then they scored it close to the end to make it 2-1? No, because our set piece, look, whoever this genius set piece coach is that we got from Brentford needs his freaking ass fired. Like, he is shit. Like, and somebody brought up a point I was reading on Reddit after. I won't take credit for this. But we do what is called a zonal man marking. So we do like a hybrid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to know who was marking Van Dijk when he scored that corner goal?
Dude, I don't know, because he ran across like 2 of our guys.
He was being man marked. Do you want to know who was man marking him?
It's gonna be one of our little guys. I don't know.
Madueke.
Oh, okay. Oh, why?
It beats me. Colwell was on the front post, guarding the front post, zonal marking, and we had Madueke man marking Van Dijk. That in and of itself is a fireable offense. Yeah, that's a fireable offense in my opinion.
That really stresses me out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just like, this is the stupidest shit ever, and it pisses me off. And we give up. Like, I don't know. And our set piece, like the way we do our set pieces, are so shit because we can't even get over the first man half the time.
Yeah.
So, like in the preseason and in the first few games, I remember us getting so excited about short corners. Like, oh my gosh, do a short corner, Jason. Oh my gosh, we're actually trying something different.
Yes.
Because when Potts was here, it was just kick the ball in the box. It's not going to get over the first guy. The other team's probably going to counter us and score a goal. That was set pieces under Potts. And we sort of regressed back to that now. I feel like with Maresca.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of the set. I know that I don't blame Maresca for that. That's on the set piece coach. He needs his ass fired. Go find somebody new. Like, it's not it like, and I like when I look at other matches, like I look at the way like I particularly look at Arsenal because let's just take them because they are the set piece queens of the Premier League. They freaking that's the only way they can score. But the way they line up and the way they make their runs, like they'll line up on the freaking byline with 5 guys, one behind another, and then they'll all make different runs into the box. And then they actually have somebody that can actually kick the ball from the corner into the box to make a good pass. But with Chelsea, we just kick the ball and it gets cleared because we have no creativity in our runs. We have no creativity in the way that we line up. We don't try to create mismatches. Like, we just spray the ball and pray. And it's really annoying.
Yeah. And that is one thing about I didn't see the whole game. So, like, I kind of came in, I saw the third goal. I think I came in like not too long after we scored our second, and then
they scored our second for us, but it was still a great move by.
True. Yeah,
I think it was Paul. Yeah, it was still nicely done.
But like, it did seem like we were a little bit better at breaking a press this time. Like we were doing like one-touch passes, and man, Palmer was passing from the midfield a lot out to Mads on the right. Several times.
Mads had a great game.
Yeah, Mads was just up for it. Like, his movement was awesome.
You mean Mads on the left? Mads was on the left this game.
No, there was a few passes to the right, I thought.
Mads has played left the last 2 matches. Because he's flip-flopped Neto and Mads.
I'll have to go
Mads
find
has been on the left.
I'm thinking of.
I mean, he might have been, like you're saying, like in the passes that Palmer made to him. But, because when did hold on.
I don't know. I feel like I missed most of the big things except for like the pin, and then was able to kind of just see some of our movement off the ball, which has been really lackluster this season. Like you said, there's just no creativity in any movement at all anywhere on the pitch. And that is the thing that is like the most troubling about a lot of this is, again, is some of this sustainable,
Oh, I was going to say, it's probably what you're talking about is after Sancho came in. Because then we moved Neto to striker, and then Sancho went to the left and Mads went to the right. But Mads started on the left and played the majority of the game on the left, which has been great, I think. I don't know. Just envision this, Jason. Just envision this. So, Maresca ball, I've been thinking about this. Hot take time. Okay. So, Maresca ball, your wingers have to be able to take players one-on-one. Like, that's the way that he wants them hugging the touch lines. They need to be able to take their defenders one-on-one. Madueke is really good at that. We can just get his decision-making better. When to shoot, when to pass. We just got to work on decision-making with Madueke over the summer.
He's I have not been that impressed with Madueke this season, but he's the better of the wingers. that can do.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best winger we have. Like, as far as what Maresca wants the wingers to do, like in Maresca ball, like what Maresca wants a winger to do, he's the best at that. But then we have our savior coming in next year, Esteval, on the right, who just gets Neto out of there because we don't need his crosses because we don't have a striker that can head the ball in the goal. Maybe we will next year. I don't know. But as of now, we don't. But then you have Esteval, who is very good at taking players on one-on-one. So I actually predict that we will be better next year if we start Esteval and Madueke.
Okay.
Esteval and Madueke and a new striker with Palmer slightly off to the right, Enzo, and then Lavia and Caicedo invert. That is like my dream freaking lineup next year.
And then Fofana slots back in.
Yeah, Fofana slots back
on the left. Who's the other center back?
Yeah. Colwell, I'm assuming, but I don't know. It depends on.
I really do think we should be in the market for center back if we want one.
We are. I think we want the dude from the Bournemouth. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name because I can't.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not even.
I know.
Or somebody like that.
I haven't.
Yeah, he's 20. He fits the model. Like 19, maybe. Like he fits the model, but I'm still not sold on it because.
I tend to agree with what you're saying, though. I mean, I do think the Caicedo Lavia. The problem is, do you think the system as is it like if Caicedo's sliding in and we add a few other players that can do some of the fundamentals of the system well, is the system itself still too predictable, or do you think the talent that we have makes it to where we can overcome that predictability? Because that's one of the theories about this system is that people have figured it out.
I would agree with that to an extent, but I think if you add somebody that is creative like Esteval, and you have an Esteval and Madueke who can both create their own chances on the wings, I think it makes the system better. And then I think if you add a center back in there, and if you keep Caicedo at right back, which I know Chelsea fans are going to slaughter us for because that's sacrilegious, and play Lavia and Enzo in there, and then I would even argue that you could possibly bring in Santos instead of Enzo and be even better because I think Santos fits that role even better than Enzo does. I think Santos plays the way that Maresca wants Enzo to play. I think it would be even better if we had Santos in there.
Do you think Santos gets playing time?
I think he's in. I think
can he?
All right, I'm gonna say it on here, Jason. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it on Twitter. I don't think I've said it on this podcast before, though. Do not be surprised if we sell Santos this summer.
I agree.
It will not shock me in the least bit. The season that he has had in Ligue 1 is insane for a young kid like he is.
Yeah,
I think
I've read some threads where you've said it on Twitter and people have gotten mad at you for saying that.
Yeah, I don't want to, and that's the misconception. I don't want to sell Santos. I think Santos is a generational talent to pair with Esteval.
Yep.
But I look at this club, and if somebody comes in and offers us $60 million for Santos, we're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Now, will somebody do that? Is the question. I don't know, but I think if he does play at Chelsea next year, maybe not. And what I could see, the inverse of that is that Madrid loves Enzo.
Yeah.
So if we bring in Santos for a season, he's a rotational player. Maybe Madrid comes for Enzo. I don't think Madrid comes for Enzo this summer. Maybe Madrid comes for Enzo the next summer. And then we sell. I would be fine with selling Enzo and replacing him with Santos because I think Santos fits the system better.
Yeah.
That's just me. But I'm not going to be surprised if we sell Sancho or if we sell why did my mind just go blank?
Enzo?
Santos. Not Enzo.
Yeah.
Santos.
Yeah.
This summer. It's not going to surprise me one bit if he gets sold this summer because of profit. Just wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I think we need a striker that can
100%.
consistently get us goals. I think, yes, what you're saying about the wingers makes perfect sense. Palmer needs to stay in as long as he's healthy and can stay in. Even if he's not healthy and it's just a little knock, he has to stay in. I don't care. That's in his contract.
I don't care if he's dying and only has one leg. He has to stay in.
Yeah. I think we have midfield options. I think we need a center back. We need a goalkeeper.
Yep.
I think those are our 3 big things. And then, yes, the bit of business for Santos and for Esteval is looking better and better as this goes on. And I think I tend to agree with you too. I've been really harsh on this system, and I've just seen – I think we've seen the lowest of the lows that can happen with a system like this season. And still, the talent of this team, for all the shit we give them, and rightfully so, I'm not apologizing for anything we've said on this podcast.
Oh, no. Never.
But for all the shit that we give this team, they have performed okay this season. I think the reason why we're usually really harsh on this team is because we see the potential in the talent, and then don't always believe in the system and don't always believe that they're geared up for the game.
That was a problem for a while.
Yeah. And we've had conversations about who's to blame for all of that. I think I tend to lean more Maresca. I assume maybe you do too. And I just think, can the talent that is coming in, can the board get out of the way and not screw this up because they're looking for pure profit, which is a whole other story about how we're running the club, not profitably, right? In ways where you have to sell assets back to us, in ways where we're not getting shirt sponsors until the last 7 games of a season.
But that's a good thing, Jason, because that's what I was told on X. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. The person that told you that's an idiot and a troll.
Yeah.
This is one of the dumbest business decisions you can make. It's not that hard to find a sponsor for a year if you were wanting to hold out for bigger money, or make a contingency contract on that. On Champions League football, whatever shit.
That's a novel idea, Jason. A contingency contract. Who would have ever thought of that?
They've gotten crazy with the contracts, just with players. I don't understand. It was a dumb business decision, I think, to not have a sponsor until now. I don't know the deals or the ins and outs.
It hasn't been released,
but it's not going to be a full year's worth of freaking sponsorship.
We're not getting 40 or 50 million for this. No. We're probably getting 10.
No. Yeah, exactly. It was a dumb business decision. But yeah, if they target those 3 spots this summer, which I think they have to do,
they're not going to target goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know.
I can already guarantee that.
Even if you brought in Petrovic, though, I would be fine with that.
That I think is a great idea, and I think that's their plan. Is they're bringing Petrovic back and going to let him battle. From what I've read, is that they're bringing back Petrovic, Sanchez, and I can't remember the other person. Not Selena, the other one, the other young keeper. No, not maybe Jorgensen. No, there's another. What's his name? Yeah, Jorgensen's our backup now. We have another young keeper then,
but not Selena. The plan I don't know who it is then.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. To let them battle it out. And whoever doesn't win the first team, I think it's secure that Jorgensen's going to be the number 2. I think that's what they want, or Selena to be number 2, or something like that. And then one of Selena Jorgensen's going to go on loan to Strasbourg, I'm sure.
Oh, we have Bergstrom.
Maybe that's our other keeper. I don't remember. Okay, so anyway, but they're going to let essentially Petrovic and Sanchez battle it out, and whoever doesn't win number 1 is going to get sold.
Okay.
That's the going theory, which as long as the problem I have is Bob is a really good shot stopper. He is just shit at decision making and playing with his feet. Petrovic is a better all-around keeper. I don't think he's as good of a shot stopper as Bob, but he's had a really great year. He's rated the highest keeper in Europe right now. Why would you not want to keep that guy? Like, that's my
Dude,
question. Why
I
would
just
you
saw
not want to
another.
keep the highest rated keeper in Europe? What's
Yeah.
up?
Sorry, I interrupted you. I just
No,
thought
you're
of
good.
another prediction we can make right now. Flash prediction.
Okay.
Does
Flash
Bob make
prediction.
another error that leads to goal this season in the last 3
This
games?
season?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna say no. I
Yeah.
think that Bob is playing pretty good. If it happens, it'll be against United. That's
Yes.
just
Yes.
if it happens, it'll be
Exactly.
against the United
Exactly.
team. So if it'll happen in that match, but Onana is equally as shit as Bob is. So I feel like they sort of counterbalance each other.
Yeah.
So
If Bob does it in the United game, Ananda will also do it in the United game.
correct. That's exactly right. It's exactly what will happen. So even if Bob does make a mistake, it will be canceled out by Onana's equally shittiness.
Yeah, I agree with you, which probably means the question is moot, but I don't think he will
Yeah,
make
I mean,
another
he's
one.
playing really
I
well right
think
now.
he'll come really close, though.
Yeah, but the thing is like this match, he didn't really have a chance to make that kind of mistake because we didn't have
Exactly.
possession, which favors Bob, and that's Bob's strength.
That's true. That's so true.
He is really good at saving the ball. Like, he is really good if somebody is coming at him and he's got to make a save, or they cross the ball into the box and somebody shoots it. He's really good at making. He's not good at coming out for the ball all the time and trying to make a save or trying to clear the ball or punch it clear. Not good at that all the time. Not great at his feet. But when it's just pure, what a goalkeeper was supposed to do back in the. If Bob was like in the 80s, Bob would probably be the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm just saying. But they didn't have to. They didn't have to play the ball at their feet. They weren't asked to play out from the back. Like,
Yes,
they didn't have to play this sweeper keeper stuff. Like, they just had to stop the ball back in the day.
Yeah.
Bob is just an old school goalkeeper. That's what he is, and that's what he's good at. And don't ask him to do anything else because he's shit at it.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, yes, he's several decades late to the game.
Yes. Bob was born about 4 decades too late to truly be a great goalkeeper in football.
Yeah. Well, I do feel like I derailed this a little bit with like the talk of the team, but like I think you can see the potential of Maresca's system in this game with the right players in the right positions that he stumbled into now that Lavia is back. Is how I would describe all of that.
I love this. I love this stumbling thing. I love it.
I just don't. This system to me has not been impressive. And like if you do have one of these players go down, like imagine Caicedo goes down.
Oh, that's been the whole season. Like our whole season would have been done. Yeah.
Yeah. Like imagine Caicedo goes down.
Yeah.
Or imagine Lavia goes back down. Like it's really, and maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on this, and I don't understand all the ins and outs of the system, but I mean I understand the basics, and like those two, Caicedo going to right back and inverting in, even though people want to get mad about that. He literally is playing in the midfield. People like give it a rest.
Yeah, give it a rest.
Like we're still, if we're trying to shore up defense, then we're bringing in effing Gusto to shore defense, and that sucks.
That was my Talked about this. Lester said that the Leicester fans that had Maresca last year, we talked about it on the podcast in the preseason, his subbing is shit. It was horrible. Bad at the beginning of the season. I feel like it got better when we sucked. Now it's getting worse again because bringing in Gusto to close when you're trying to close the game out and you need defensive help, just like bring in Reese. Because at least Reese can defend. Like, Gusto's not going to do anything for you.
Well, and I understand, like Poole were really coming on strong at the end of the game. Like, they finally geared themselves up to start really attacking our goal. And we were looking a little bit on the back foot, although I think we were pretty impressive in our counterattacks. Like, Palmer had almost an insane goal off of a counterattack. Yeah. I can't believe the angle of that goal. That would have been one of the goals of the season if he had got that in there.
That was that was a crazy
wild. That would have been an amazing replay if it had bounced off the pole and went in. like because it was
Yeah.
just out of reach of Allison on the inside of Allison, like almost off the byline. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
But like we had really good counterattacking in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It did rely on us giving up possession and then playing the team that's getting blitzed, right? And Poole, to their credit, are pretty good scorers, and they were just blowing in front of goal in some ways. I get like that he wanted to go defense. I think he did it way too early, and I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it with Gusto. Don't do it with Gusto.
Don't do it with Gusto. Yep.
Like he is not very great at defending at all. I think that's the best way I can say it. He's not very great at defending.
No.
So my eloquence is waning here 50 minutes in. But like I just think moral of the story, Maresca shit at subs. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
I just echo what you said.
Pretty much.
There's no better way to say
it.
Yeah.
I mean, like he shit at subbing. Like it's crazy. Like when I saw Gusto coming on, like, wait, Reese is on the bench, right? Like, why is Reese? You're trying to close the game out. Why are you bringing Gusto in? It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So here is the remaining Premier League schedule, Jason. We have so Arsenal plays Liverpool, Newcastle, Southampton. And look, Arsenal might win one match the rest of the way.
But they play Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I mean it is. Like they play Liverpool next week, and then they play, and that'll be Liverpool's trophy ceremony. They're big, I'm guessing, because it's away.
Glad it's not us, because there was some little graphic going around how we are like the kings of the Guard of Honor. And I was like, I hate it so much.
I would rather, but you said it best last week on the podcast. You would rather give the Guard of Honor than be the team that gives up or loses the match or draws the match to give Liverpool the title. Yeah. Like, I'm with you 100% on that.
Did you see the graphic where Liverpool gave us the Guard of Honor 10 years ago?
No, I didn't.
It's crazy, man. The Lamps was, anyway, crazy.
Hey, whatever. I'm not even going to City plays Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. That's like 9 points. City is clear. Like City has had the easiest run down the stretch.
Yeah. Bournemouth, I don't like. Yeah, we would hope for a draw. It would be like what happened with the Newcastle Brentford game, or were they playing? Who were they playing? They played a B team. Somebody.
I think it was Brentford.
Yeah. Where they go up and then Newcastle scores there at the end, or they got a penalty for a handball. What an idiot! And then, anyway, the guy that
Newcastle has us, Arsenal, Everton. So you at least give them an automatic 3 points with Everton because they're shit. Arsenal, I guess we're all in 2 weeks. We're all Arsenal fans because we just need them to beat Newcastle. And then we have Newcastle, United, Forest. And Forest have Leicester, West Ham, us, which I guess we're all Graham Potter fans in 2 weeks as well.
Shit.
Gotta cheer for him. And then Villa has Bournemouth, Tottenham, and United. So they have a pretty easy. They might get 9 points too. Villa might get 69 points as well.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they only have a 6-goal differential right now. Where we have 21. They're not catching us in goal differential. So we have that over them. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Hey, look, might not be for the title, but at least there's something exciting going on in the Premier League this year, because these last few years, it has been just dreadful.
Well, in the relegation, there's no relegation battle this year.
That's true. This is it. Yeah.
This is the battle of the season right now.
This is the battle. Yep. Are we going to do a podcast on Thursday?
I can't.
Okay, so we need to predict Newcastle scores too. No, I just wanted to know what predictions we needed to make.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's all I want to do. So we have Strasgard, whoever the hell we play on Thursday.
Jagardin.
Oh yeah, Jagardin, not Strasgard. Whatever. Jagardin. We got Jagurden.
Wait, what did you say, Strasgard?
I don't know. Dude, I was making up words, man. We've been doing this for 50 minutes. I'm tired. I don't even know what the fuck's going on right now.
I love that, though. Strasgard is just going to be the name of the team
Strasgard.
that
I mix.
potentially play every week.
We play Strasgard every week from now on out.
They're the team we hate. God, I hate Strasgard. Assholes.
They're our new London rivals.
Yeah. Did you see what Strasgard did at the weekend?
Oh man! So we play. On Thursday we play Jagurden. And we won 4-1 last time. It's at the Bridge this time. I guess we can make predictions on this match. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. 2-1
Chelsea. I'm going
2-1 Jagurden.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose.
I love that.
We're gonna lose, and everybody's gonna be mad at Maresca again. Honestly, but we're gonna go through to the finals. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna go into this game on a high, thinking we can go at it at the weekend. And I think I think we'll have more fans for this game than any other Conference League game this season.
Dude, Conference League attendance has been terrible at the Bridge this year. Like just mid 20,000s.
Wait, did you predict we would lose? No, you predicted we would win. I predicted we would lose the game to Jagurden the previous leg.
Oh, I don't remember.
We both predicted 2-1, but I try to always put them in the order of the home team. And according to mine was a 1-2 loss to Chelsea. I also thought we would lose to Liverpool 3-0. So there's that.
I said what, 2-1 loss? Is that what I said?
No, you said 2-1 win if my order is correct.
Oh, 2-1 win. No, I predicted a loss. I did not predict a win, Jason.
Well, maybe I thought we were home or the first time.
Yeah. Because our order I'm talking about Liverpool.
Oh, no, you predicted a 1-1 draw. Sorry.
Okay, 1-1 draw. Okay, all right. I was like, I know I did not predict us to beat Liverpool. Okay,
but
draw makes a little more sense.
Jagurden.
Yes, I'm predicting Jagurden win 2-1. I'm going out on a limb here.
A 5-0, or sorry, I just typed 5-0 for me. You're predicting a 1-2 loss.
Yes. Which would send us through
a 5-0 win for us.
Which would send us through 5-3 on aggregate. So
yeah, nice. I'm going for the 9-1 aggregate, baby.
So essentially the difference is that you're saying Maresca is going to play the starters, and I'm saying Maresca is playing the B team.
No, I'm saying the home atmosphere becomes a weapon for us in this game.
The 26,000 people that are going to show up.
Yes,
the 26, the half full stadium.
I think we get 30. I think it's going to feel amazing in there.
Oh, we're going to make it to 30 and still be a quarter empty stadium.
I think the fan base is up for this game right now. I think it gets us into the finals of a European championship. Although only
European trophy we haven't won yet.
I think the home fans will be behind the team for the first time in a really long time. And I think we'll use the Liverpool win as some momentum going into this game. And we'll score maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8.
I'm here for it. I hope it's like that. This Thursday, I'm going to go get Whataburger before the match because I did not get Whataburger last week. But maybe I shouldn't get Whataburger. We won last week. We won. So maybe I shouldn't get Whataburger.
Superstition's real, man.
Superstitions, man. Superstitions. But all right, so let's predict Newcastle on Sunday. I've got my prediction for. I've had this one for a little while, so I'm ready. I'm ready for this one.
Oh man, hold on. Let me think about this.
Okay,
I think of the implications. Sometimes I just rush into prediction and don't actually think about what's happening around the game and what's happening around Newcastle.
Didn't we win? Hold on. We won 2-1 when we played them at home earlier in the season. And then we lost to them that same week in the EFL Cup 2-0.
Yeah,
So take
I
that
have
into
such a hard
consideration.
time thinking about the previous team, the version of our previous
Yeah.
team, because I just don't put a lot of stock in like how the team performs now. So we're playing at Newcastle, which I think has been historically better for us this season to play away. Okay.
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
2-2
1-1
draw.
draw. Oh, you're going
Okay.
2-2. I'm going 1-1 draw. Okay.
I think it's going to be heartbreaking either way. Either way we draw, I think it's heartbreaking.
So what you're saying? Wait. Let's take a look. Let's see if they've announced this yet, Jason. Let's see if they've announced. I might hold on. I might have to change my prediction. Have they announced? No, they have not announced the match officials yet for this.
that okay. That is something I fail to do in every prediction. Is look at what bastard is going to be repping this game.
Yeah.
Who was repping the pool game? That guy sucked ass.
Oh, he's not. He's one of the new bald assholes.
What a bastard. Simon Cooper. That guy sucks.
Let's see. Hold on.
Dude, who was reffing? It was the Newcastle game that the guy. It's like a known ref, like a guy that's been in the league forever and just kept missing penalties. Like he got all the penalty decisions wrong except for the handball.
I don't know. I don't know who. I'm trying to find out who's. I don't think they've announced it yet. Who the? Oh wait.
Brighton. They drew against Brighton. I knew it was a B team. Brentford didn't.
That's from 2023. I don't care about 2023.
It was Craig Paulson. Craig Paulson sucked it up, calling penalties.
He's the new
Newcastle Brighton.
Yeah. I don't know who. I don't know who the match official is yet. It hadn't been released yet. As far as I can find. So anyway, yeah. So whatever, but that'll stand. Cool.
I hope for a win against Newcastle, but I am afraid it's going to be a draw.
Well, and I like we said earlier, a draw is, in my opinion, is good. Like as long as you don't lose, you're fine with whatever result you get at Newcastle, because it at the least you're still in 5th place because you still have goal differential over Nottingham Forest, even if they win, because they're not going to score enough goals to catch us. Newcastle were even on goal differential anyway, so we would be still 5th. Therefore, because I think they've scored more than us, and that's the next tiebreaker. But we wouldn't lose a position to them, and then we hope that Arsenal loses, so they would drop more points. So then we would be within 3 of Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure going to say City's going to win. So,
yeah,
and you would still be ahead of Villa, regardless of what they do. So a draw is not then, and then you just beat United, and then you can draw Nottingham Forest, and you can theoretically you can. We still control our own destiny in all this, which is a good thing.
It's good.
So hopefully it doesn't turn out like last season.
Oh yeah, like last season.
Oh, like last season where we had to rely on other teams. Anyway, what were we saying?
I would just like to say our home game against Warsaw, we had 32,549 people in attendance.
How many?
32,500.
I don't believe that. No, there was not 32,000 people there. Bullshit.
Just saying.
Well, that might be paid. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie, Jason. We do this shit at LSU baseball all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like
you count
there's like
season ticket holders.
You count the paid attendance, and the season ticket holders, and like the stadium's half empty, and it's like we had a new record this weekend, and it is now we set the record for most fans in attendance at a game ever. And I'm like, the stadium's half empty. Like that's impossible.
Yeah.
Paid attendance.
I think it'll be a different atmosphere this 5-0. This is what gets me back tied with you for predictions. I'm calling it right now.
Hey, I hope you do, man. Look, if we win 5-0, I hope we do.
Yeah.
I hope we do. So, anything else you want to add, Jason?
No. This was overly a positive win. I think you and I are a little too realistic for this team. But I would say
we're too realistic for the Chelsea fan base. That's the problem.
I would say overall, I'm happy to be in this position right now, happier than I was after the Brentford draw. So and the Ipswich draw, because God forbid. So
God forbid we beat a team that's getting relegated, Jason.
I know. So, but I'm happier now than where I was. So I'll take that.
Well, I guess tell these people where they can find us then.
Look, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Substack. You can find us on Instagram. Daniel does amazing stuff on all the things. This summer, prepare for me to help him. But until then, Daniel's keeping us afloat. And you can find all of those things. So give him your praise. Give him your claps. And you can find us on all of the things easily. We made it easy for you. It's the same name.
We did.
On all the platforms, even the ones Daniel's about to say, at Red White Blues FC, down there below my chest.
That's right. And you can watch us on YouTube if you would like to do that. Nobody seems to like to watch us. But that's okay. We still love you guys.
We're changing it up next season. We got plans. Don't you worry.
Yeah. We have you should subscribe, you should follow bell on, whatever the hell that is. And then if you like to listen to us in audio format, we are on Spotify and Apple at the same thing, Red, White, and Blues FC. So listen to us there or wherever you listen to your podcast at these days, except for Amazon, because Bezos still refuses to give us the bag after all these years. F him. Maybe screw Bezos. But anyway, until next time, we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
Yo, there's hope, baby. Flippity floppity.